Huge. I cannot believe what we are witnessing. Huge series recap. Yankees drop 2 out of 3 on the road in Detroit to the Tigers. Max Fried shines in the finale. We're going to discuss exactly what this means for the Yankees moving forward in 2025. But let's, you know what time it is. Hit that subscribe button. Closing in on 7,000 subscribers right here on Yankees Digest, bring you all things New York Yankees. It's your boy, Ugo Onyianta. Let's continue to bridge that gap between the non-subscribed and the subscribed right here. It's recap time because you see this face. And the Yankees dropped 2 out of 3 on the road to the Tigers. And this was a frustrating series if you're a Yankee fan. There was a nice, big, blinking red light, bright spot at the end. But we're going to dive into the frustration of this past series on the road. Yankees started a little quick wrap up their road trip. They were in Pittsburgh. Now they're in Detroit. They're going to head home to face the Giants, I believe, after an off day. But frustrating series to say the least. The offense, the bats went cold. The Yankees couldn't have been more hot to start the season against the Brewers. They carried that heat over to Pittsburgh, almost got a sweep over the Pirates. But the weather was cold in Detroit. They had to move the games from the night to the daytime to mitigate some of the snow and the frigid temperatures in Motown. But this was frustrating. Game 1. Goldschmidt was really good this entire series, and he's really like one of the few bright spots, but they just couldn't get anything done. Rodon got touched up, got smacked around in game 1, and again, the Yankees they need this guy to be money. He was a solid number 2 all last season, even into the postseason, but they need him to be the number 1 with Gerrit Cole being out for the year, with King Cole being out. And that just hasn't been the case, man. He's been really up and down, aside from opening day. Opening day, he looked like a Cy Young candidate. And really since then, it's been shaky to say the least. And he did not help the Yankees' cause. They dropped the first game 6-2. But again, Goldschmidt was able to get a bunch of hits and make things a little interesting, but not a lot going on offensively. And that continued in game 2. That continued in game 2. It was just, stop. Tell me when I'm telling lies. That's what I say on my podcast. Not a lot going on. Just not a lot going on offensively. They get shut out. You saw Skubal. As soon as I saw Skubal was on the mound, I banked this as a loss. I did. I banked this as a loss. Skubal's one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's right up there with Gerrit Cole. He's right up there with Glasnow. And a number of guys that you could just pencil in as like, yo, this guy is going to be a long afternoon or a long night with this guy on the mound. And he proved it. Skubal shut down the Yankees. Again, Goldschmidt was able to get a couple hits. But again, nothing really going on offensively. The Yankees weren't able to capitalize on some early traffic on the base pads and just wasn't able to put together that big inning to really put themselves into this game. They were never really in this game. This game was over early on when the Yankees didn't cash in, and Skubal just dominated. But then he does that to pretty much everybody he faces. Yankees aren't alone. Skubal is one of the best pitchers in baseball, and he completely shut down the Yankees on another frigid afternoon in Detroit. Which brings us to, not that one yet, to this one here. The lone bright spot in this series, Max Fried, slow clap. I'm sure there'll be a video coming up by Chris or somebody else from the channel, or even by myself, who knows. Max Fried has established himself as the ace of the staff. And by the way, Max Fried has not quietly, but because it's Atlanta, he's solidified himself as a top 5 pitcher in this league for the last 4 years. Top 5 in every major metric, ERA, WHIP, every metric you can think of. Max Fried is is a top 5 pitcher in baseball, and he showed it. He showed up and showed out in the finale in Detroit. Look at this line. This is ace stuff. All right, this is number one stuff. This is game one of a postseason series type of stuff, or game 7 of a postseason series type of stuff. Max Fried completely shut down the Tigers. They were beating up on Yankee pitching on Rodon and Carrasco. They were beating up on Yankee pitching all series until they met this guy. Max Fried was absolutely dominant. He was going up against his buddy, his college buddy in Flaherty, but he, high school buddy rather, but he just let it be known that, listen, this is my day. All right, we have a losing streak. We're struggling, but I'm going to take the mound and we're going to get out of Detroit with a win and salvage this series and prevent a sweep. And so just well done by Fried to just come in, shut the door. And this is what the Yankees are going to need. All right, they're going to need somebody to take the place of Cole. You're not going to replicate his production because he's a one of one, but there's a top 5 pitcher still on your staff, and it's Max Fried. And he's been that, again, since the last 4 years. Saw a bunch of different metrics on MLB Network on my timeline earlier this morning. And again, this guy he's as advertised. 11 strikeouts, no one runs. He was dealing. And this is right what the doctor ordered for the Bronx Bombers. They're going to need Max Fried to continue to be this. All right, because it's not going to be Carrasco. It's not going to be Will Warren. Luis Heel, I expect for him to come back and be dominant again once he gets back from the injury. But Clark Schmidt, he's going to do his thing as a number 3 or number 4 starter. But right now, Max Fried is the cream of the crop, in the words of Randy Savage. Rest in peace to the Macho Man. The Yankees are going to need Fried to continue to be just that, a dominant shutdown ace that gives them a quality start every 5th day and a guaranteed win. All right, because if the Yankees don't have that, it's going to be a grind just to get into the playoffs. Because this lineup right now, a very alarming stat coming into game 2, where they were shut down by Skubal. They've scored 6 runs in their last 3 games entering game 2. They scored 72 runs in the first 8 games before that. So, again, this is baseball. There's ebbs and flows, and when this lineup is right, it's a lot of thunder. It's a lot of lefties, and what teams are doing, Michael Kay highlighted this in yesterday's game, they're just going to continue to bring in more lefties until the Yankees balance out this lineup with some more right-handed power. And again, I'm not talking about the days of old, right-hand dominated strikeout machines, but there's got to be a little bit more balance because you got lefties galore with Bellinger and with Jazz Chisholm and with Austin Wells. You know what I mean? There has to be more balance. Volpe's got to start hitting again. You know what you're going to get in the Judge. All rise, here comes the Judge. You know that. And Goldschmidt has been a nice bright spot. He's definitely been an upgrade over old man Rizzo. Wonder where he is these days. But that does it for this recap here. Yankees salvage. They take the final game. They avoid being swept, similar to the Diamondback series. They drop 2 out of 3 in Detroit, but they're able to get that last game. And Max Fried, he puts the rest of the league on notice that he's arrived. He is now the undisputed ace of the Yankee staff moving forward, and hopefully the Yankees can build off that as they continue the early part of this 2025 campaign. So come on back. No bobblehead. Yankees dropped the series, so no bobblehead, but come on back. Come on this journey. This is Yankees Digest, bringing you all things New York Yankees. It's your boy, Ugo Onyianta. Come on back. I'll be waiting for you. Oh, yeah. Peace.